And when it comes to like social media videos, a lot of times you're scrolling along and people don't listen to your videos with their volume on, or you have to like capture their attention and then they'll finally like turn the volume up. So that's where Canva or just adding captions to your video through the Instagram app itself is really a good idea. Hey, my feel good friends. Have I got an episode for you today? If you've been listening to my podcast for any amount of time, you've probably heard me yapping about my latest exciting offer, Brand Vibe Bundles. These are differently branded digital bundles that each include 80 customizable graphic templates for social media posts, 6 one-click Lightroom presets so you can easily make all of your photos feel like they fit together, 30 in-depth caption prompts so you'll never again have to wonder, what the heck should I post today? And more. And when I launched our awesome bundles back in February, I offered my new Brand Vibe Bundlers, as I've dorkily started calling them, an exclusive bonus content brainstorming session with me, so that together we could figure out how they can make the most of their bundles and show up on social media in the best way. These content brainstorming sessions have been so much fun for me, and my bundlers have been asking me really great questions. So today, I'm going to be sharing a behind the scenes of one such combo with you. Today, I'm chatting with Georgia from Ammonite Swirl about so many things. How to more easily plan out her content for an entire month at a time, how to come up with different content ideas that will work for her brand, my secret weapon to finding the best quotes and hashtags for your posts, and more. Georgia is a jewelry maker and bead worker out of my home state of Colorado who cares about being environmentally conscious and thrives when she's in nature. So you know she's my type of girl. Her pieces are awesome, and I think you'll find her questions during this brainstorm sesh to be super valuable. So definitely give her a follow on Instagram at Ammonite Swirl Jewelry, which I've linked in the show notes below, and go ahead and leave her a little bit of love in the comments of her latest post. I cannot wait to share this convo with you. But before we dive in, I do want to say, if you do enjoy learning from me and would like to gain my direct feedback on your brand's vibe and social media strategy, I am going to be hosting a free live 3-day brand vibe challenge in just a few weeks. During this free challenge, I'll be hosting 3 days of live trainings to help you hone in on your brand's story, voice, and visuals so that you can market your brand on social media as consistently and strategically as possible. This will be a great opportunity for you to bounce ideas around with other rad entrepreneurs like yourself, ask me questions, and gain my direct feedback on who exactly your brand is and the best way you can show up on social media. If you'd like to join this free live challenge, just head to feelgoodsocial.com/challenge to sign up now. That's feelgoodsocial.com/challenge to join. I would absolutely love to see you there, my friend. All right, are you ready for this super awesome behind the scenes of my content brainstorming sesh with Georgia? Let's do this. Hey, friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social Podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, hey, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz.
I know you have created a template for stories and posts. And so one of my questions is, when do I do stories and when do I do posts? And do I do both of them all the time? And I'm also wanting to create like a scheduler. So I just sit down and I create maybe more of like a cohesive month of media, which I've never done before. So I'm very nervous about doing that and not sure how that's going to go. But I think as I struggle through it, it'll become easier for me, hopefully, and maybe more effective than how I've been doing it in the past.
For sure. I mean, I know how like much of a beast social media is, for sure. And so I feel you. And it's really funny. I was like reading through your questionnaire and I was like, Yes, I get it. Like, I don't know, I'm laughing because my online course, the Social Map, teaches people how to batch plan their content. And it is going to open up again in May, actually, if you're interested. But I do think that it's really, really nice to batch plan content when you can, because you can get everything done in a few hours versus spending an hour every day to do it. And then also you can kind of make your content more strategic, make all your posts flow together and kind of build off each other. But everyone does work in a different way. And so I teach kind of in that intuitive way of like what works for you, what comes most easily to you. And it is kind of hard to like sit down and batch plan a whole month of content at a time, especially when you're just beginning. So maybe think about like working in week intervals kind of thing. And depending on how many times you want to post a week, it doesn't have to be that overwhelming. I think like minimum goal should be 3 posts a week, but I like to average it out at 5 posts a week. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's good to know.
But you don't have to post every day. I just want to say that because a lot of people are like, I have to post all the time. And it really doesn't have to be that frequent. Because social media is kind of a long game, right? And it's just kind of showing up consistently again and again and kind of staying top of mind for your audience. But like, it doesn't have to be every day. So I wanted to give you that little bit of permission slip if you needed it. And then my favorite scheduling software personally is later.com. Have you heard of that one?
I have heard of it. I have never used it. So that's good to know. Currently, the one that I have is through Tailwind. But I think they're a little, now that I'm in it, it seems like they're a little bit more focused on Pinterest, which I would like to eventually get more involved with. But right now I'm just doing step-by-step stuff. And so, yeah, maybe Later is a better platform for Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I use Later because it does what I want. And I think it's like the best overall scheduling software at like the right price. And they're always updating their features and stuff like that. Whenever I started in the social media management game, finding the right software or like a good software was kind of a pain in the butt, let's be honest. But I'm not going to like push Later on you at all or anything like that, because I do think everyone works differently. And for sure, Tailwind is good. Like their focus is Pinterest, and then they also push to Instagram. So that's kind of nice. Later is definitely focused on Instagram, but I do like it because you can schedule to multiple accounts at the same time. It does allow you to schedule to Pinterest still, but it's not like Pinterest focused, right? So it is kind of just about finding like the right software and stuff. But I do like Later. This is my Later account. You can, schedule to just Instagram, or you can schedule to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. And then you basically just upload your media, drag and drop, write your caption, and you can hit that next button. And then you can nice. The Facebook and Instagram captions if you want, and makes it super easy. It allows you to like tag people, to do like a first comment if you want that for the hashtags, tag your location, and then it'll also like auto publish. And it will allow you to do like carousel posts, the swipe through posts, but it won't auto publish that. Instead, it'll do like a notification to your phone or something. And then the same for stories. That's so nice because you were talking about stories. So if you just have the Instagram selected, there's this little story scheduler, and you can like drag over a story and like add different slides to schedule those out through your week. And again, that's not going to auto post, but it is just kind of nice to like have it planned out. And then all you have to do is like see the notification on your phone, and it copies the caption and all those things. So it does make it super easy. Some of these features I'm showing you are probably, I have the upgraded version that makes my life easier with all my clients and stuff. But I think that their upgraded version is only like $20 a month for the minimum package and things. So it's not too bad, just kind of valuing time versus, money or whatever it is. Was that helpful for you?
It was. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciated seeing the back office of Later.
Yeah. Oh, and the other fun thing about Later too is you can like see it in this week preview, this month preview, or you can do a preview of your grid kind of thing. And so if that is important to you, you can like drag around all the different photos and make your grid look the way you want it,
helpful. Yeah. I was always curious about how that worked.
I know. Yeah. It's super. I'm kind of a nerd for this stuff. And then sometimes I get so into it. I'm like, how do they not have this feature already? What the heck? But okay. Yeah. So when it comes to scheduling out posts and all of those things, I would start kind of small. I would start like week by week basis. And then I kind of use this idea of content pillars. So for your brand, you could do a product feature. By the way, I have to compliment you for how much your face is in your grid. I was so excited. I'm like,
oh, thanks. Yeah, I heard that faces are good, even though I hate it.
I know. Everyone does, lady, but like it's awesome. And I bet sometimes like jewelry companies are different, you know what I mean? Because people do love your pieces so much. But like I bet that your face is in one of your top posts from last year.
It is, yeah.
Face.
Yeah, you're right on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do it.
And you're doing a great job. I love this. So like when it comes to batch blending, what I like to do is for you, probably how often are you posting every week right now?
So I have taken a hiatus off of Instagram because I just needed to take a break and refocus on my brand, my content, how I'm going to go forward rather than just posting to post. I don't want to just post to post, and I started getting that way. I really wanted to be more intentional with my posts. So I haven't posted, maybe twice a month. I can't even remember for the last.
Okay. We got this. That's perfect because you can only, improve a little bit from there. So it's wonderful. And I don't know. I'm fully about taking hiatuses when you need to. It's fine. You know what I mean? And I love that the reason is that you want to kind of be more strategic with your content too and stuff and not just post to post because that's important. So probably what I would suggest starting for you is make it a goal, every Sunday afternoon or whatever works for you in your schedule. Set aside an hour to say, okay, I'm going to create my 3 social media posts for this week. I'm going to create a personal story or behind the scenes post or something that kind of has more to do with me and my process. Or it could even be like a lifestyle post, like this week we went and adventured, or eco-friendly post, because I know that's important to your brand too. Then I would probably do like 1 product feature too, at least a week, right? So it's one of your most recent products. And then you could do more of a value add post where it's kind of sharing a tip that's really, really valuable for your ideal audience. So for you, that could be, it could be kind of like jewelry related, like how to pair your pieces with the right outfit or something like that. It could also be more environmental related, because I know that that's kind of an important part of your brand and all that stuff. So that's probably the 3 posts I would try to create each week. And then it's one of those things that at least you're posting 3 times a week. You're scheduling it out. You don't have to worry about them again so that you're showing up consistently. But it also gives you room. Like I find this happens a lot with artists, especially in designers and jewelry makers. It's like, but what if I'm in the moment and inspiration hits and I want to post? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of one of those holdups for planning all your posts out. So if you only plan 3 a week, then you can leave yourself some space to post if inspiration hits. Are you ready to create content consistently, grow your genuine following, and make more sales on Instagram? Here's your invite to join our free 3-day Brand Vibe Challenge, my friend. This free live challenge will help you hone in on your brand's story, voice, and visuals, and discover how you can make them all work together to market your brand in the best way. During this challenge, you'll not only be able to ask me questions and gain my direct feedback, but if you show up to the trainings and do the work, you'll also receive our interactive Instagram post checklist for free. If you want to see success on social, this is where you stop, my friend. Join our free 3-day Brand Vibe Challenge at feelgoodsocial.com/challenge. Just head to feelgoodsocial.com/challenge to sign up now. I would absolutely love to see you there, my friend. Awesome. Yeah, I love it. I mean, lady, you're like doing a great job on Instagram. You are creating the highlights, you're doing all the things. But yeah, I think that like the bio be helpful for you for just finding your brand vibe and then like helping you come up with ideas for content and stuff. Because like I said, what I've been getting a lot of feedback from is people are like, oh, actually the templates are giving me all of these ideas for how I could create content for myself. So, just coming in here and being like, oh, look at this post, what how-to post could I create today kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are really well done. Good job.
I had so much fun making them. I was like, wait, am I working right now? And so the boring part for me was all the back end stuff, making sure all the shopping carts are in order, all that stuff. And so now all of that's done. I'm so excited because I'm like, cool, I can just keep into my bundles and like, it's all fine. One thing I wanted to show you, do you have a color palette picked out for your brand?
So I was planning on actually using some of the colors that's in the moon bundle. So like the sandy red color and then the tan color I really go toward. And I've actually already started utilizing those. Like if you go to my Instagram post and click on my link, I already set it to one of those colors to try and keep it consistent. So that's, I haven't completely decided like these are my colors, but I'm working through that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm going to tag too. Are you like design oriented kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most artists are, but then sometimes you get the artists that are like, no, like, oh, because there's this app called Milkshake.
Okay.
And you can actually, no, you can't use it on your computer. You have to kind of set it up on your phone. It's actually my link in bio. Hold on. I'll go to it real quick. But it's like a little bit prettier than this.
Ooh, okay.
I'll show you. But yeah, I know. I was like so excited when I found that because I like the link in bio thing, but it's kind of not as cute, as I want it to be. And so this is the Milkshake app on my thing, but like there's different design layouts that they already have. And
oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, I really like that. I will definitely look into that.
For sure. I added it to your notes here and I'll send all of this to you after our call. And then this, you can also like create multiple pages so they can go through different things if they want or whatever, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, that is.
But yay. Okay. Well, I was going to say, if you decide to change any of your colors up, say you want to keep these two colors, but then change up these ones or something. This is something that I found out like last week. I didn't know you could do this, but you can change like all the colors in your template at one time kind of thing, which is cool. So like click on one of the palette colors that you want to change and then go up to the color thing. Mm-hmm. Then if you just change it into the color that you want, it might be kind of small and hard to see, but like click on the color you want. And then down here in the corner, you can mark change all. And it's kind of nice. I'm not going to change them all because this is actually the main template. I don't want to deal with that, but that's kind of a fun trick. And I was so excited when I found out.
That is a good trick. Cause I do have like my primary like logo and it has like those different colors and those are based on like natural metal colors that I use for my body jewelry. So might be a good idea to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's your thing? These are colors. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So like those colors would probably go pretty well with adding these two colors in, you know what I mean? So that could be really great for sure.
Okay. Wow, nice. That'll be fun to kind of mess with. I didn't know that I could do that.
Yeah, I know. I get so excited when I find out, like, because I actually didn't really use Canva too often until I started doing these bundles, and then I was like, whoa, Canva is amazing. I'm going to start using this more often. I was before using only Adobe Illustrator, and Canva, you can actually do more even with it and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so let's brainstorm a few content ideas for you.
Okay.
So one thing I want to say, have you done, what's the word I'm looking for? Those super sped up videos. I don't know why I'm blanking on that.
Oh, the time-lapse video?
Yeah, like a time-lapse video of your process.
Yes, I have done those, and I usually share those with my stories, to my stories.
Yes, I think that would be really cool. And then also in your bundle, I kind of created these templates for Like you can use them for Instagram stories. You could use them for reels. You could use them for whatever you want. But it'd be fun to do a time-lapse video with you put the video into Canva and then you do an overlay of here's the look behind the scenes of my process or something like that, right? And that's what I love about Canva too. You can use videos so much in here, which is so nice. You could basically just drop your time-lapse video in here and it'd be in your uploads and you can just drag it on behind this little thing. Or they actually have free stock videos that you can use. So you could come over here and search for, like if you wanted to share something that maybe isn't to do with your jewelry or something like nature, maybe something environmental friendly tips, you could just find a stock video that's like someone walking through nature, you know?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
A fun way to do that.
I have never tried doing it with Canva. I've just posted the time-lapse video up there. So that's a good point, and I'll definitely try that.
Yeah. And when it comes to like social media videos, I mean, the time-lapse video, obviously there's no sound or anything like that. But a lot of times you're scrolling along and people don't listen to your videos with their volume on a lot of times, or you have to like capture their attention and then they'll finally turn the volume up. So that's where Canva or just adding captions to your video through the Instagram app itself is really a good idea. So let's talk about feed posts versus stories real quick. I think when it comes to posting feed posts versus posting stories, I just like to think about the way people consume them, right? The feed posts are like going to live on forever. Someone lands on your profile, that's how they can find out more information about you. So I like to be really intentional with the feed posts. But your stories are, a lot of people get better engagement on their stories actually, because it's less intrusive or like less in your face. It's less scary to like leave a comment. If you just like reply to someone's story, you know, it's not in public view. So a lot of people will reply to stories versus leaving comments. So I think that you should like be posting to both, but it's one of those things, plan out your feed posts and then your stories. If you want to plan out some, that's awesome, but it's also okay to just add behind the scenes stuff. They only last for 24 hours. You know what I mean? So I suggest posting to stories more than posting to your feed, depending on your workflow and depending what's easiest. But I think it's easy to like just snap a photo of like your coffee in the morning and saying like, it's a great day to wake up or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's less casual. You don't have to spend a lot of time on them. And they do help to like add to your brand's personality and stuff like that. So I like to post to stories. And if you can plan out the same amount of feed posts that you can post to your stories, awesome. But it's just easier for me to post to stories sometimes. Is that helpful?
Yeah, thank you.
And then let's brainstorm a little bit more of your content. So in your brand vibe templates, I've kind of split them up into 3 different categories. There's client love and testimonials. So this is pretty straightforward. People saying, you know, Georgia did a great job. And then there are tips, tricks, facts, blog posts. These are kind of value add posts, quotes, you know, and then down at the bottom, there's sales and promotions, which these templates are pretty straightforward as well. It's basically just what kind of sale are you having and changing the dates or whatever like that. This is probably the content that you're going to change around the most and make fit your brand the most as far as topics and ideas and stuff. So I would just think about your brand's content pillars, things that you can talk about again and again in different ways, and just kind of taking a look at your brand, obviously like jewelry. But then also, I was really kind of getting that environmental, sustainable vibe from you too. Is that something that's important?
Yeah.
And then maybe like adventure, Colorado lifestyle.
Nice. Yeah.
And what I would probably do is think about different value add content that you can share for each of these, right? So a lot of times value add content can be how-tos, fast facts, 3 tips for, you could even do like a true or false. And that might not be as much for the jewelry. Like maybe you can think of a true or false thing for the jewelry, but like that could be for an environmental thing, like either a false fact that people believe or a fact that is kind of unbelievable for the environmental and sustainability thing.
That's a good idea.
And then, and there's a lot of different ideas in here already. Oh, I would also think of quotes or something you can share. And a lot of times when it comes to quotes, the ones that are the most valuable are kind of inspirational, motivational, or hilarious. If you're like a meme person, people love memes on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any like a resource to find inspirational, motivational, or humorous quotes that I could check out?
Oh, you know what? I use Pinterest for like everything, or Google too, but honestly, Pinterest is my favorite because Pinterest is more like Google is more analytical website, like whatever based in Pinterest. Their search engine is just so much better. So I would just look over, environmental inspirational quotes, and then like the things will pop up for you, or like funny memes or stuff like that. But also sometimes you can find stuff on Instagram too if you search for the hashtag. And in your kind of, I don't know if you're going to find like a lot of quotes having to do with jewelry as much, but that's when you kind of go over to your other content pillars and you could look up adventure quotes or something like that, and like kind of see what people are posting. And the fun thing about searching hashtags on Instagram is it shows you the most popular things first, your top posts. And so then you can see like, oh, people are really responding to bold quotes that aren't super in depth or anything like that, right? You can kind of see what's popular this month or whatever.
Yeah.
Was that helpful for you too?
It was. Yeah. I had never thought of using Pinterest before. So that's a good thing.
Oh, lady. Even for the branding stuff, you can look up adventure brand, inspiration, and just things will pop up. And not only inspiration for your brand, but also inspiration for content you could create. If you would look that up, some quotes will pop up or some cute little icons and stuff like that that you can add. You could always add Instagram to this. And then a lot of times a grid will pop up, or this is when more photo text overlay thing will pop up or something like that. Do you want to chat about anything else? Do you have any other questions for me right now? Or
I do have just two quick questions. Mm-hmm. One is referring to hashtags. So what is your recommendation on the use of hashtags? I see people using them and not using them and getting the same type of feedback. And sometimes hashtags are hard for me to come up with. And so I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on hashtags?
Girl, I'm so glad you asked. I'm like, okay, this isn't going to be what everyone tells you for sure. But to me, hashtags kind of annoy me, and it's like a personal thing. And so I don't usually use hashtags on my own content because I'm kind of like, it's not the rebel in me. You know what I mean? Like, no, but I don't necessarily recommend that as a strategy because hashtags are kind of, and the platform's changing too. I'll be honest. I don't think hashtags are as important as they were a year ago even. So like maybe in the future, hashtags won't really matter that much for like your visibility and stuff, but they do increase your visibility on Instagram. But I don't want people spending like 45 minutes trying to find their hashtags because it's kind of one of those things where it's like you put hashtags on your post and then it's really passive. You're like putting it out into the platform and just hoping that someone lands on it because of the hashtag. Whereas I would rather you spend 5 minutes finding hashtags, slap them on your post, and then go interact with your ideal customers' accounts. That's kind of more proactive in gaining that visibility and growing your following and stuff. So for hashtags, should you use them? My recommendation is yes, because it's strategic, even though, if you don't want to use them, that's totally cool because I don't really use them that much. But my favorite way to find hashtags is honestly like look up a hashtag that has something to do with your content. And I kind of think it's okay to like maybe look up a hashtag set that is for each one of your content pillars that we kind of talked about. Look up a hashtag set for jewelry. Look up a hashtag set for, environment, sustainability. Look up a hashtag set for adventure. And basically what I would do is search adventure quotes or search a hashtag that has to do something with adventure, jewelry, sustainability. And then these top posts, you go in and click on them and you'll see, oh, look at all these hashtags. So what I'll do, I mean, you can come in here, go down, see what hashtags these guys use. Oh, look, this might have to do with your brand somewhat, or like your adventure post. So I literally copy and paste and I create a few hashtag sets. And this is for my clients too. Again, I will admit that I don't really use them on my posts, which is probably not the best choice. But for my clients, I'll go find 3 to 5 sets of hashtags that I use every month. And then every month I'll kind of update them and switch them around and stuff like that. But don't feel like you need to find 30 new hashtags for every post. And also don't feel like you need to spend a lot of time on them, because all these people who have really popular content are already finding the hashtags for you. So go ahead and copy and paste them. Did you have another question?
Yeah, I did. So at the very beginning, when I started back in 2012, I did this like third party get followers. And so now I'm seeing like that was not the best choice to do. And I'm wondering, do you have any resources as far as unfollowing multiple people at once? Or is it just you have to go in and unfollow? Because I'm trying to get it more clear on who my true people are and who they aren't. When I did that in 2012, it's made it more difficult now to realize that.
I know. Well, I'm glad that you are out of the opinion of deleting followers who aren't your ideal followers. That's a wonderful place to be so far. And yeah, because actually that's one of the things that I teach in my course. And I've had students come to me and be like, oh, when I got to that module, like it hurt. You know what I mean? But they get it. They get it. So what I would probably do is, I wish that Instagram, and maybe they've updated it lately, but if you go into like in the app on Instagram, I'm like looking at my phone right now because you can't do it on your computer, I don't think. But if you go to your profile in the app and like click on your followers, okay, it still doesn't do it for your followers. But if you click on your following, it has least interacted with. And so that might be a good place to start, because if you're not interacting with followers, that probably means that they're not interacting with you. And so they're probably not seeing your posts, or they're not ideal and stuff like that. So that could be a great place to start. Or a lot of times what I'll do is you definitely want to get rid of the ones that are completely non-ideal or robots or something. So I'll just go to my followers list. Sometimes I'll search for like car because you would be surprised how many people who have bright, shiny sports cars or, you know, car accounts follow me. And I'm like, I don't think you're like following me to follow me, you know, get rid of that account. Or I'll just search for the letter like K and just a bunch of accounts will pop up, and I'll just kind of go down the list, scan it, and think if an account that looks like a robot or someone without a face photo or like some weird logo that I'm like, ooh, you feel like you could be a robot, then I'll click on that account and like see. There used to be apps you could sign up for that's like follow, unfollow and stuff like that. And it would unfollow 50 people for you that day or something. But I hesitate to tell anyone to use any kinds of apps like that, because Instagram is coming down so hard on like people who are using third-party apps for that sort of thing. And like, even if you're using it for a good reason, you just want to get rid of followers that aren't active or whatever, it could still like flag your account with Instagram. And I've seen like way too many times people's accounts getting shut down, or like, you know, shut down for 3 days even, or something like that. And it's always kind of like, ah. And so I think it's always kind of better to do that sort of thing manually. But yeah, it kind of sucks because it kind of takes a lot of time, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I appreciate your recommendation of that. And I'm so sorry I took more than 20 minutes today with you. So I appreciate you spending that time with me and answering my questions. And I'm so excited to kind of jump into this a little bit more.
Yay! Yeah,
I didn't realize my face was in the sun so much. I'm sorry.
Oh, I feel your pain. My computer is right in front of a window now. We recently moved my desk. My boyfriend was like, oh, babe, it's going to be great. You can look out the window now. And I'm like, well, I have to have the curtains shut for like half the day because the sun is, but I get it. It's totally cool. And lady, yeah, I love I love chatting about this sort of stuff. So don't feel bad about us going over and stuff. I could probably talk to you for a lot longer. I appreciate you letting me talk your ear off too.
No, you didn't at all. You hit on a lot of really wonderful points, and I appreciate your expertise.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so excited to see like what you create with the bundle. And if you have any questions or like you want to like throw a post my way and say, hey, I was thinking about creating this kind of post, but I'm not really sure, definitely do. I'm here for you. I really enjoy doing this sort of thing. So I'm here for you as you're figuring all the things out and all that stuff. Well, there you have it, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed this behind the scenes peek into my content brainstorming sesh with Georgia from @AmmoniteSwirl Jewelry on Instagram. And if you did, don't forget to join our free 3-day brand vibe challenge at feelgoodsocial.com/challenge. This will be a wonderful opportunity to hone in on who your brand is and how you can show up on social media in the best way with me by your side. Just head to feelgoodsocial.com/challenge to join today. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.